what your soul wants you to hear and what your soul wants you to do. This is what we are going to explore in this reading. Hello, my name is Moran, and you are on Moran Arcana readings. And this is a bit of an unusual reading because I usually start with tarot and finish with oracles. But this time, with this particular question, I will start with this oracle, complete with the tarot, and then I will still finish with an oracle. And at the end of the reading, I will give you an affirmation, some crystals that you can carry with you as long as you need, as long as you feel like you need. But yeah, so I will pull these aside for now because this is the oracle and this is the tarot. And I'm gonna start with this oracle, which is the Starseed oracle, and that will tell us what your soul wants you to hear and what your soul wants you to do. So while I shuffle the cards, as always, I will shuffle 3 times and then I will cut the pile in 3. But while I do that, if you can think of your situation, anything that you want to know, anything, any questions that you have, and then we'll go ahead with the reading. So let's go ahead, what your soul wants you to hear and what your soul wants you to do. So it's gonna be a little bit of a maybe shorter reading because I'm only pulling few cards, but we'll see how it goes, because maybe I will have a lot of messages coming through, so maybe it will be the same amount of time, but let's see. So we have what your soul wants you to know and what your soul wants you to do. So for what your soul wants you to know, you have the card weight of the world, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. This is a card that means that you are carrying a little bit more, too many responsibilities, too many things on your plate, and responsibilities that are not yours to carry, or things that are not yours to carry, or guilt that is not yours to carry. So you may be feeling a little bit guilty of some past events, or maybe you feeling guilty of, having ended a relationship or whatever it can be. This is a card that says that it's not only yours to carry. If it's a relationship, for example, usually, in a relationship is two people, and the two people are 50-50 responsible for what's happening. I mean, there are exceptions, obviously, but you shouldn't feel guilty of having left the relationship, for example, if it was not working for you anymore, or if something happened, or if you were looking for something else. And it's also a card that speaks about boundaries. So there's also an aspect of your soul wanting you to hear that you need to put some boundaries in your life. You need to start saying no to people because of what happened, and because of you thinking that you have to carry everyone's problems. It's not yours to fix the whole world. It's not your responsibility to fix the whole world. It's not your responsibility to help everyone on the planet. And even if you're not doing that, it's not your responsibility to help everyone in your circle as well. So there is also an aspect of your soul wanting you to put boundaries with people, let go of anything that happened in the past where you can feel some kind of guilt. It's not only yours to carry, okay? And it's a really important message as well. It's not yours to carry, that you have to let go of the guilt, you have to let go of what happened, you have to let go of responsibilities as well that are not yours. You have to let go, and you have to start putting boundaries. You can see this person is also kind of bathing in the waters, so that could also be a good advice to kind of do a cleansing of your soul and body. So water is a good way to cleanse everything. When you come back from work, having all the drama at work and all the work and all the stress, when you take a shower, you suddenly feel better. It's not a surprise why people do it all the time. When they come out of work, they take a shower and then they kind of feel lighter and better. It's because the water is kind of cleansing your body and your mind and your soul of all the stress and worries. So there's some kind of aspects of like a ritual in sense of like you need to cleanse your energy. in order to be able to let go of your stress, let go of, you know, the things that are not yours to carry. And yeah, again, there is also an aspect of you having to put some boundaries. So your soul wants you to hear that it's time for you to put boundaries. And for what your soul wants you to do, it's you're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, and community. So even though you feel like you may be alone in what you're living now, and you taking a lot of responsibilities, and you taking the weight of the world on your shoulder, basically, remember that you are not alone. You have people around you, and you should ask for help to them, and you should go to them for advices. It's not good for you to be isolated, basically, this card is saying. So it's a little bit of like, come out of your shell, come out of your hermit phase if you've been in a hermit phase, and it's time now to connect again with others, connect with other people, connect with members of your family, friends, or whatever, and even connect with, you know, some people that you don't know. It's not because you're going to connect with people that you have to carry their you know, their problems or whatever. I think there is a distinction that you need to make, and that's what your soul wants you to understand. That is, it's okay for you to connect with people as long as you put boundaries. You will be able to not carry their problems or whatever with you. So there's an aspect of you having to understand that it's not because you isolate yourself that is going to be better for you. You need to also have some connection with people, because we are human beings and we are social animals. So you need to have some kind of connection with people, okay? So you don't need to isolate yourself to protect yourself from the world and to protect yourself from carrying all everyone's problems. The only thing that you need to understand is that you can still connect with other people while putting boundaries. So that's what your soul wants you to do, is to kind of make um, do some work to understand that you can combine both being with around people, being physical with people, so in physical presence with people, as well as not carrying their problems with you, not carrying. So maybe you're an empath, and maybe that's why this message is coming. Maybe there's some work that you need to do in order to still have your empath abilities, but having protections. So there are some, you know, you can look online, you can look on YouTube on how to be an empath, but also be protected. So not carrying everything with you, not everyone's energy, and not carry the weight of the world, really. So that's for the main message. So now I'm going to use the tarot just to see what messages more we have for you. So I will pull 3 cards for this one and 3 cards for this one, and we'll see what the message is. While I shuffle the cards, remember, just any questions that you have in your mind, trying to think about it, trying to think of your situation, even trying to think about what I've just said and see how it can unfold. But also, if you like this reading, if it resonates with you, if you enjoy the type of readings, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything for you to like and subscribe. It's just a button that you press on your laptop or on your phone. But if, you know, commenting is taking a little bit of time, is still free, but technically it's taking a little bit more of your energy and time. But it's still free, you don't have any money to pay. But it helps me understand, you know, how people resonate with the readings that I do, and share your stories and exchange words and create a community and blah blah blah. So if you have time and if you want to, please comment. It will also help me a lot, and I'm always interested to know what people have to say about the readings and how they experience their life and how it relates to the reading. But yeah, again, I'm gonna shuffle the deck 3 times if you can think of your situation, anything that you want to know, and we'll go ahead with the reading and see what messages more we have for you. Okay, so first, for what your soul wants you to hear, you have the Emperor. So your soul is also telling you that you have the ability in your mind, to be able to build the life that you want. So just bear with me one moment. I'm trying to put this deck on the side. So yeah, you have the ability within yourself, you have the strength. This card reminds me a lot of strength, but there is an ability of you to build your own empire. You don't need to, your world is not revolving around other people. You have your own world to build. Basically, that's the message I have to say, and you have the ability to do that. And this card also speaks about structure. So as much as this card speaks about boundaries, this card speaks about structure. So having a structure in your life, having the structure of boundaries, so it is important. It's a major arcana. You have two major arcanas, kind of, in this reading, and one of them is the Emperor. So this is an important message that says that you need to put some structure in your life. The Emperor is very, logical and structured, and that's why he's an emperor, because he built his empire following plan and following actions and following logic. And that's kind of what you have to do to be able to put boundaries, is to understand where your boundaries are and how you're going to implement these boundaries in your life. Then we have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords speaks again about clarity of mind. So there's also your soul wanting you to gain some clarity of mind. And I think that will come with the cleansing, and that will come with the letting go of the guilt, the letting go of the past, the letting go of the weight of the world that you're carrying. You're going to gain some more clarity in your life, and your soul wants you to hear that you're going to gain some clarity as long as you do this, put boundaries. This is also a sword. So the Ace of Swords is a card of clarity, but I always usually take the example of you walking a path of, very big, very tall grass, and basically your sword is cutting the grass. So it's kind of like you gaining the clarity by cutting the grass on your path. And that's kind of what you need to do, is letting go of the weight of, some responsibilities that you don't need anymore, and is going to make you gain clarity. You can see this sword is very bright, and that's because it's kind of the sword of clarity. It's also a sword of truth. So you will put boundaries. You'll by putting boundaries, you'll be truthful to yourself, basically. And you shouldn't be afraid to be truthful to yourself and to be true to others. So you shouldn't be afraid of um, telling people, I'm sorry, I'm busy, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, I'm sorry, I have other priorities in my life, so I cannot help you with this, but please don't think that it's a mean thing. It's just I'm prioritizing myself. You can say it in any way that you want, but I think it's important for you to not be scared of putting boundaries and telling people, I'm sorry, but I'm choosing myself instead of helping you, because I have too much to on my plate. I've carried too much weight for so many years, and now it's over. I have to build my own empire, and this is how I'm gonna do it, is by putting boundaries with people little by little. And I think you shouldn't be afraid to do that. And finally, we have Akashic Records, which is a card that is unique to this deck, and it's only happening in this deck. And it's again a card that says that you have the knowledge within you to understand what you want to do, and you don't have to carry the weight of the world. But it's a card that says that everything that you're looking for, everything that you want, it's already within you. You already know what you want to do. You already know what this message is, the your soul is trying to let you know today. You already know that, you already feel it deep inside, and now by being here with this reading, you just hear it out loud, but you already knew this message within you. Your soul already has tried to communicate this to you by, some signs, exhaustion, or trying to pull you away from situations, all these type of things. That was signs that it was time for you to stop carrying the weight of the world on your shoulder. It's not your job, okay? And this card is saying that basically you already have the answers. Everything in our life is written in the Akashic records, so you already know that this is not your responsibilities, okay? Because we are human beings, we have the choice to choose whether we take this responsibility or we don't. But when we take this responsibility for too long, and when we exhaust ourselves, and when we don't follow our true selves, and when we don't build the empire that we are here to build, then your soul is starting to speak to you in some ways. Even again, by you being here, by you hearing this reading, it's already a sign of your soul wanting to communicate that all the answers are within you, and you just need to let go of some responsibilities, letting go of some guilt, do a cleansing of your energy. So now we're going to look at what your soul wants you to do with you not alone. So you can connect with other people, and it doesn't mean that by connecting to other people you have to carry their problems, their emotions with you. And there's some aspects of you, as well, as I told you, like if you're an empath, of work to do with protecting your energy. Yeah, so like I said, so you have the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is a card that says like, it's usually a card that says like you are tired and there is a need for you to keep going. But because it's a particular reading, I also see the structure, like the structure. So there's a need for you to have a structure. But this structure, you can see here inside, there's the flower of life. And I think like these responsibility that you are taking on are too much, and they're kind of blocking the life. They are, yeah, blocking the life within you. You are exhausted and you are tired because of all the responsibility that you are taking. So there is these two meanings of the cards that are making sense. You are tired, and you are tired because of all these weight that you're taking that is kind of putting you in a cage, okay? It's putting the flower of life within you in a cage. So you feel like very exhausted, and that's maybe why you don't feel like you want to have physical connection with people or see people in real life, because you feel like people exhaust you. But people exhaust you because you don't have structure of the relationships. You don't have relationship structure, and you don't have boundaries with people. Some people that you will put boundaries with will not accept it, because it just means that they were taking advantage of you for so long that when you put boundaries, they're just like, oh wow, well, this person is weird. Why suddenly they don't want to help me anymore? But other people, you will put boundaries with them. They will be like, you know what, I understand, and I'm sorry, I've used your energy for so long, and now that you say it, I think it's very healthy for us to have some boundaries in our friendship, and I respect that, and we'll still be friends. And that's basically also something that happens for you to have again a cleansing of your friendship, if you can say, or at least your circle of people around you. And you're going to soon realize that the more you do that, the more that the people that are staying around you are not people draining you. So you feel better, you feel lighter, because you don't have to carry their problems with you. They respect your boundaries, they respect your friendship, and they don't use you just to use you. They appreciate you for who you are, and for who you are, and for what you are able to give them. But even if you don't give them anything, they still appreciate you. And I think that's what's happening, and that's what your soul wants you to do, is to start putting boundaries and do a cleansing of the people in your life that are maybe taking advantage. And you will see that by when you put boundaries with people, some people will react badly and some people will respect it. And that's when you will realize, okay, well, some people didn't really deserve to be in my life, and for the rest, I'm happy they are still here. But for the moment, you are your flower of life. So the essence of your being is being caged by all these people putting too much on you, you know. After the nine comes the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands is again having too much responsibilities, not having boundaries, having too much on our plate. So this is just the same energy. Your soul wants you to get rid of all the responsibilities, all the people that may be energy vampires, for you to have the flower of life being able to expand again. Okay. Then we have the Ace of Crystals. So the Ace of Crystals is a new beginning as well, and your soul wants you to start something new, in the real world, but start something new that is for you. This is what I feel very much: is start something new, a new project, a new hobby, a new business, whatever it can be, a new job, a new buying a new house, whatever it can be, but something that you choose, that you barely have spoken to anyone about it, and you've just done it because you wanted to do it, and this is your decision. It's not being influenced by anyone. It's not being swayed one way or the other by anyone. It's being done by you for you. So even if it means that other people might not be happy with your decision, it doesn't matter, because this is your decision, this is your new start, your new adventure, your new business, your new house, whatever it can be. But this is what your soul wants you to do: is to start something new that is just for you and not for others. And again, that might come with some backlash. People will not understand. Why is she doing this? Is he doing this? I don't understand. Is excluding us from, from things. And some people will support you, and again, that will be a thing that you will understand when you will do it, and some people will not understand it, and some people will be like, you know what, it's her life, it's his life, they do whatever they want, it's not my business. I will support them anyway, and I will still be friends with them. But the people that are here to take advantage of you, if you change their routine, if you change the way they see you as a potential person to help them with this and that, then they will be almost offended that you dared to do something different and do something for you. And lastly, but not like the last but not the least, is the Queen of Sword. So, like I said, with this, putting some boundaries and cutting the grass in your path that is too tall. The Queen of Sword is the person that will put boundaries. The Queen of Sword sees the BS through people, and she doesn't care telling them. She's like, yeah, I see your BS and I don't like it. And if you don't stop this behavior, we're not going to be friends anymore. So she's very frank, very honest, and she might appear a bit cold because she say the truth. She likes the truth. She likes fairness. She likes the truth, and yeah, fairness. So she understands that if you do, like, if you for example give your energy in some aspects to someone, then this energy needs to come back. To be fair, it needs to be reciprocated in some aspects. So if you give energy to someone, or time, or money, then it needs to be replicated in either time, energy, or money. It's the aspects of fairness. She's a very fair queen. She doesn't like when things are unfair, and she will not hesitate to tell people, it's not fair what you do, and I don't want you to stop. So it's basically what your soul wants you to do, is to again start to put some boundaries and explain to people why you decide to put boundaries. Maybe you've noticed some unfairness and you're like, I've noticed that you've been acting this way, or I've done this and this and this for you, and you haven't done anything to me, for me, and this is now why I will put less time and energy into your life, and I will focus more on my life. Everything can be diplomatic. The Queen of Swords is also a queen of communication, so everything can be communicated in a clear way that doesn't have to be mean. It can just be fair, it can be just, and it can be clear. Okay. And if people get offended, that's not you to deal with, it's not yours to carry. As long as you've been true to yourself and you've said it in a concise and polite and understanding manner. If people still get offended, it's not your problem. You've done your job, you've done what you had to do, you've put boundaries, you've explained why you put boundaries. And if people get offended or they say, well, if that's it, then we're not going to be friends, then they didn't deserve to be your friends anymore, or they didn't deserve to be in your life in the first place, you know? So this is what the Queen of Swords wants you to do, and this is what your soul wants you to do. So it doesn't mean that you have to exclude yourself from others in order to be able to, um, live and be happy and all these type of things. You can still be around people, and I think it's important for you to be around people, but you have to put boundaries. You have to put boundaries. You have to explain people that you're choosing yourself now, and the things that maybe worked up until now. So people that were taking advantage of you and calling you in the middle of the night to some emergency or whatever. But then when it was your turn and you needed their help, they didn't come. Then you need to explain to these people, well, now it's not gonna work the same way. If I do something for you, I expect the kind of same in return. And usually it's not good to expect things from people in return, but it's important for you to put boundaries. So to make people understand that, yeah, it doesn't have to be like, it's not because someone calls you in an emergency that next time you call them in emergency, they need to be there. Sometimes they can't, they have something to do and they can't be there. But at least they can acknowledge it and be like, I'm sorry I couldn't be there, but let's go to the restaurants and I will invite you and we can speak about it. Something like this, so at least you can express yourself, you can express your problems, you can express what happened, and there's some kind of exchange. So it's not reciprocated in the same way, but at least there's an acknowledgement of like, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you at this time, but it's not because I didn't want to, it's because I couldn't really. But let me make it up to you. I will invite you to the restaurants and we can speak about your situation and I will apologize or whatever. But there needs to be an exchange of energy. So yeah, that's it for the reading. I'm just gonna pull one card from this deck now, and I'm gonna give you an affirmation that you can use for you and whenever you need it. And I will also give you some crystals that you can carry with you to kind of like embody this reading. But again, if you like this reading, if it resonates with you, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. It's free, it doesn't cost anything, but it helps the channel grow. It helps the message spread. So the more eyes, the more people are being hopefully helped by this kind of message. But let's have a look at what message this deck has for you. I also like this deck. It's a very, so it's animal based, but it's a very esoteric kind of animal deck as well. It's the white animal oracle, and white animals are supposed to come onto Earth when the planet is kind of evolving in a more spiritual direction. So I like this deck. But let's see what these animals have to say. So you have the white crow, and it says soul connections, learning patterns, karma. So again, soul connection. So here we have this kind of connection as well. So you can be connected to people, and here there's learning partners. So there's something that you've learned from people. So all the thing that I told you with putting boundaries and blah blah blah, and telling people, okay, I'm choosing myself here. It doesn't mean that they are bad people. There were people here to teach you something, and it's maybe to teach you how to put boundaries, because maybe you're an empath, and that's the lesson that most empaths have to go through, is to learn how to put boundaries with people, because otherwise they take, and their energy is all over the place. So whatever these people are in your life, don't take them as bad. They are not bad people. They were people to teach you something, and they were teaching you something with this. Okay. And karma, it means that karma is at play now. So even you being at this reading is kind of like the karma, but now karma is coming into play, and karma wants you to also put boundaries with people and to change your life and start something new for yourself. But let's have a look at the guidebook if I can find it. It's here, and see what it says in the guidebook, like the message that it says, and an affirmation and some crystals and everything like this. So let's have a look. I'm just gonna try to find the page here, White Crow, page 52. So here we are. White Crow, soul connections, learning partners, karma. Some of our relationships feel more intense, connected, or challenging than others. White Crow has come to you today to help you uncover what those soul connections are to teach you. Who in your life do you have a particular deep or challenging relationship with? What lessons are there for you to learn in the dance of life with that other soul? Whoever your learning partners are, thank them for what they teach you. So you see, people are not essentially bad, they're just teaching you something. Challenges you experience with another soul can also stem from previous incarnations or unresolved conflicts within your ancestral line. This is if this is true for you, choose to energetically transform any old conflicts, traumas, karmic ties, vows, oaths, promises, and contracts from your other incarnations and ancestral life line now. See all of that dissolves into the light of unconditional love. You are now free. So again, this is kind of like letting go of all the traumas, all the things that happened in the past, and do some cleansing of your energy. Inquiries, so something that you can ask yourself to, understand better this reading and understand better your situation. What are my relationships teaching me? Affirmation, I am grateful for all my soul connections and the lessons they teach me. So you usually need to repeat it 3 times. So I am grateful for all my soul connections and the lessons they teach me. I am grateful for all my soul connections and the lessons they teach me. The crystals that you can take with you to help you incarnate this kind of energy is phantom quartz, uh, ancestralite, clear quartz, and hematite quartz. So it's basically all quartz. Clear quartz, I would even say like maybe some selenite, everything that looks clear and that is very cleansing. And then it's to help with your chakras, which are the heart chakra, the throat chakra, and the third eye. So the heart chakra is helping you with healing your heart. The throat chakra is helping you, again, saying the truth to people with no mean intention. And the third eye is to understand a little bit better on a spiritual level, and understand and see better, being gaining some clarity about the game that people play, and also the lessons that they are teaching us by playing these games. But yeah, that was the reading for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you did, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and in the meantime, I will see you in the next reading. Bye bye.